What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Quinnstead. I want to do a little video for you about the 3 different chicken coops that we use for our chickens. We're going to start off over here. This is our chick coop, as we call it. This is the first chicken coop I ever built for holding our chicks. That way we don't have to keep them inside in like a tub or something like that. But all of our baby chicks, this is where they start, no matter what kind of chicks they are, if they're going to be going into layers or if they're going to be meat chickens. This is where they all start out. It's got a nice little run. I have this 1/4-inch hardware cloth protecting the whole thing. Of course, the bottom doesn't have anything on it down there. That way they can peck around in the grass and everything like that. I did make it so it opens on this side if we want to let them out and let them graze around the yard and that kind of stuff as well. That closes up, and we'll go to the other side. Take this little nail out and turn that, and that opens up. And they got plenty of room in here. At nighttime, I usually put a piece of AstroTurf down in here to help it keep nice and soft for them, and I pull it out when it needs to be cleaned and whatnot. And then we also have a brooder that we put in here too to keep the chicks warm, because when chicks are really little, they have to have a brooder to keep them warm at night and everything too. So we put that in there with them and everything. So pretty nice little coop. I made it all out of scrap wood. So all these like fence wood I got from my friend who made a new fence and had a bunch of fence wood left over and everything like that. So I asked my son what we should name it, and he was obsessed with Funky Town, the song, so at the time. So that's what we named this coop, Funky Town, and it does get funky if you don't clean it out enough. All right, moving on. This is the most recent coop that I had built. This is our chicken tractor. This one I made 100% out of scrap wood too. We mostly use it for our meat chickens, and we just pull it along through the pasture over here when we're doing our meat chickens. And we fit about 10 meat chickens in there at a time. This side's open, and it's just covered with this piece of tin over here. But you can see there's a little roosting bar. We pull around with them. Then we obviously keep food and water in here with them too. This roofing material on here, I got super lucky. My neighbor had a bunch of roofing material left over from his chicken coop. So he gave me a nice big old piece here, and I was able just to cut it in half, and it worked out perfect. I didn't have to cut any more of it off or anything like that. So that's super awesome. I was able to get that for free as well. Got our little handle right here, and we can pull it along with that handle. Might need 2 hands to do it with. We also use this coop as kind of like a mid-range between the chicks and this one before we integrate them all into the big flock. So if we're not using this for meat chickens and we have layer chicks in there that have kind of outgrown that coop, what we'll do is we'll move them in here until they're big enough to fully integrate into the other coop and everything. But yeah, pretty nice size. I wanted to make sure to make a really big door to open and close it, which sort of works to our disadvantage, because when we're opening this to change out the water or feed, sometimes a chicken or two will run out. I kind of like it that way. If we do want to just let them out and graze, we can just leave this open, prop it open with a piece of a stick or a bamboo or something like that. It also closes and locks. Put that in there, and that's locked down. I mean, we did our first round of meat chickens in this coop, and I think it worked out really, really well. Cool, nice little easy chicken tractor. Like I said, we do about 10 chickens at a time in this tractor, and it's ample room. These beams that I use, it's about 6 foot by 6 foot, so about 36 square feet inside there and everything too. So, and I did make a build video of this, so I'll leave a link in the description about that and everything. Moving on, this is our main chicken coop for all of our layers. Almost completely made this one out of scrap wood. Did have to buy like a couple 2x4s and then this roofing material, which I wish I hadn't have bought this, because after I had bought this, I had my friend tell me that he had a bunch of it at his shop just sitting around. So oh well. But and it was kind of expensive. It was like $15 a sheet at Home Depot, and let me tell you, this is just PVC. It's nothing special or anything. But let's get into this coop here. For this coop, I made it so that the entire side would open up like this. Boom, that way it's a lot easier to clean out. For those of y'all who have seen our clean out video, you'll know that we do put AstroTurf at the bottom of this coop just to help be a little cheaper when we clean it out. So whenever we go to clean out this coop, I just scrape off this AstroTurf into that wheelbarrow, and then I go dump it out on the tree line somewhere over there so it can decompose. And I take these out and I spray them down with the hose and just wash them off and get them nice and clean. That way we're not having to throw shavings in there every time. We're not having to fill it up every time with shavings. But these are our roosting bars, also made out of just some bamboo and scrap wood. Just simple. That I made them like this so I can pull them out when I got to clean it and everything like that. One thing I did do is I lined with the hardware cloth underneath this roof. Just a little extra protection just in case a raccoon or something's gonna want to come and try and pull this off. If they pull off this roofing material, because it's just PVC, it's nothing special, they won't be able to get in the coop because there will be this hardware cloth inside there. That's totally an optional thing. If you want to do that to your coop, you can. You don't necessarily have to, especially if you have metal roofing that you use. If you have a good metal roofing, you shouldn't have to do that. But I figured since I had that hardware cloth, I might as well use it, especially since I was just going with the cheaper PVC roofing and everything. Hey guys, what's up? I'll show you all the nesting boxes. These are our nesting boxes here. Pretty standard. I got this wood here, basically just sits up there, holds all the shavings in and everything. The only area we have to buy shavings for is these nesting boxes, which helps a lot, saving money and everything. I tell you, when you got to fill up that entire coop full of shavings every time, you burn through a lot of shavings. This is the window on this side that opens up like this. And we'll keep this open during the summertime just to help add a little ventilation in there and everything. Like I said, everywhere else it's got hardware cloth in here. That way, if a raccoon or something comes over here and opens up this window, it can't get into the coop or anything like that. Keeps them out nice and strong. And this is the run, built all out of scrap wood and everything too. These were like frames that somebody at my parents' church had built for like a picture booth or something for a youth dance or something like that. And then they were just sitting in my parents' garage for like years. They wanted to get rid of them, so I took them and all I literally did, we just leaned them up against each other, and then we put in some cross braces here, and it made like a perfect run. So I went with the A-frame as well, especially on this run here, because you're going to save material on it. You're not going to need a board that goes all the way across the top to hold everything together, and then you're also not going to need roofing material for that. For this run, we just used the poultry netting because it was cheaper. I didn't want to have to go buy more hardware cloth. Hardware cloth is kind of expensive, especially compared to poultry netting. And we haven't really had a problem. I think we had one raccoon get in here once, but it was because of a door issue. That raccoon got in here because originally when I built this, all I had on here was this little latch to hold it closed, and this latch that I built wasn't on there. So I'm thinking that raccoon pried it open like this and was able to get in there and grab a chicken and get out. But now I built this second latch here that goes on like that, and that nail goes through there, and it's nice and sturdy. Can't pull it apart. And so far, fingers crossed, no raccoons have been able to figure out, oh, if I pull this nail out here, look, oh, then I can open that up. So keep your fingers crossed. That I know raccoons are smart, but they haven't been able to figure that one out yet. Maybe old Quinny got one up on them. So Quinn won, raccoons also won because they got in there. But yeah, I held up pretty good so far. We've had it for almost 2 years now. So if y'all have any questions or anything like that for us, let us know in the comments. If you think you would have done something a little different, especially on a budget, I love hearing different ideas and everything. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel and you're subscribed, because I'm going to add a couple different modifications to this coop. One being this barrel here. I'm going to put in a rain catch system that's going to go directly into a waterer. Other modifications too. I think I'm going to add a different feeder. This one's working pretty good for right now, but once we start doing the meat chickens again, I'm probably going to move this into the meat chicken tractor, and then I'm going to build them some sort of automatic feeder or something like that. So stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed and hit that ring notification bell, whatever it is, you know, that way you're not missing any of upcoming videos or anything like that too. So thanks for watching. Bye.